Okay, and another one going through, not spraying. So, again, they're saving there. Oh, there he goes. Look, just turned it on. Wasn't spraying, and now he's spraying. Look at that. It's hard to tell that he's even spraying because there's so much chemtrail clouds, haze. I go through the power lines there. But anyways, look at that. Not sure what that is. Probably another FedEx or UPS. They're the ones usually going through at this time. There we go. Camera lens doesn't want to seem to be back off once I zoom all the way out with it. But anyways, that's this guy. There's more geoengineering as the world prepares for World War III here coming up. You know, it's pretty ridiculous. The never-ending wars the United States perpetrates. It's really not the United States, it's the power structure that really controls the United States. And I'm pretty convinced at this point Donald Trump was always one of them. His uncle John, who his middle name was named after, was actually one of the scientists who helped go through Tesla's research after World War II. It's called the New Manhattan Project, book by a guy named Peter Kirby. Look it up, New Manhattan Project. Mentioned it before. Maybe I'll put a link if I post this. And so Donald Trump knows about all the engineering, geoengineering. He has to. And now this latest thing yesterday, I mean, it was just ridiculous. Him in the Oval Office, I think, with his daughter there, Ivanka, and another astronaut, you know, those people we see in the space station, you know, suspended from their little harness swings with the green screen behind them, or the props behind them. He's sitting there talking to this woman that supposedly has been in space for 500 days or something. I mean, you got to be kidding me. I mean, I used to travel in a motorhome. I wouldn't live in that thing for a week. Or imagine if you had to live in it for a week and you couldn't get out. I mean, she's been in there for a year and a half. Supposedly there's no, they're floating around. And you know how filthy, and that thing's been up there for like 15 years plus or something? Can you imagine how filthy and dirty? I mean, just your hair coming off and your skin. Ugh. I mean, it would be totally gross. Not to mention your bodily functions of going to the bathroom with a vacuum cleaner. It's like just sick. And people believe this stuff. I mean, I fell for it too. But all of it, the whole space thing, the whole, you know, NASA, it's just one big, huge lie. And watching Trump in the Oval Office there, talking to the International Space Station astronauts there, I'm just looking at it and going, are you kidding me? I mean, this is like, it was like watching him on Saturday Night Live with what was his name, Jimmy Fallon. That's about how ridiculous it was. I mean, it's ridiculous, guys. We really need to wake up and how we've been brainwashed. I mean, I've been part of it myself. I believe this stuff. You know, I believe that, you know, 19 hijackers with box cutters took down the World Trade Center. You know, but it didn't happen that way. Get Dr. Judy Wood, her book, Where Did the Towers Go? She goes through 500 pages of empirical, scientific, forensic evidence. I mean, it's just chapter after chapter. I keep saying I'm going to do a video on it, and I keep panning back and forth in that spread out cloud up there, but on Judy Wood's book, it's pretty in-depth. Maybe I'll just kind of take it, do a synopsis one chapter at a time. But she just did a recent lecture in Toronto, Canada, and I kind of missed it, and I just found it a couple days ago, and because I hadn't heard from her and didn't see she was lecturing for about the past, I don't know, 4 years or so, since our last ones I think I saw with her was like 2014. But she did one in Toronto on September 11th in 2016, and it's another good one. She starts off with the psychology, how we're all programmed to believe, these lies, how we're conditioned. So, anyways, I'll post a link to her Toronto interview. It's really a must-watch if you want to really know the truth about what happened on 9/11 and the technology that they had to bring down those buildings. It wasn't controlled demolition. It was done at the atomic level. It was hit with some kind of energy beam that actually turned the buildings to dust. I mean, it sounds pretty crazy, but if you read that book or at least watch her lectures, you'll see. You'll see. I mean, it's beyond a shadow of a doubt. And another thing about her is everybody that's interviewed her, pretty much, even some of these Christians guys, they don't have her on anymore. They were silenced. Even John Wells' Caravan to Midnight, he had her on, and then recently he's come out and sided with Richard Gage, who's a total shill, and Steve Jones, total shill, and sided with them on controlled demolition, and he knows the truth. So I just don't trust any of these people anymore. Same with Alex Jones, another one. So, anyways, rambling on, but that's this guy here, massive spraying yesterday, and jets coming through, not spraying this morning, some spraying, not spraying. So, I mean, you can see that trail right there. But anyways, if I post this, I'll post the links to Peter Kirby's book, The New Manhattan Project, and some of his interviews, and Dr. Judy Wood, Where Did the Towers Go? Evidence of Free Energy Technology, subtitled, something to that, close to that. I have it. I've read it several times. So, it's pretty interesting. It's not a book you just read, but it's like a textbook, college type of textbook. It's amazing. I for $40, I strongly recommend you purchase it. So, anyways.